Today I have a special word for our ninth grade confirmation students. Hello friends, it's good to be with you. Thank you for taking a little time to be with me today, as always. This episode is airing towards the end of January, and I was reflecting on the fact that here at St. Philip the Deacon, January in every year, up until this year, is a time where we spend a lot of energy around our ninth grade confirmation students. They have spent the last 3 years of their life preparing for their confirmation or their affirmation of baptism. And again, at St. Philip the Deacon, in January, we actually dedicate an entire week to activities lifting up and celebrating and affirming and honoring those ninth grade children. This year, we will still be doing that, but we're going to be pushing it out into the spring when we hope we can do it in person. But I was reflecting on the depth of meaning of those events that we typically do in January, and I have to say, I am a little sad that we have not been able to do them to celebrate those ninth graders, those beautiful students, and to remind them of some important facts. And again, I'm not going to rehearse all of those. We'll look out to the spring to replicate in as good a way as we can those events. But I want to focus on sort of a broad theme, I guess, or a couple of broad themes that those events that we do in January push against culturally. In our culture, and again, this is a message now to our ninth grade confirmands, although all of us likely can stand to hear it. In our culture, I would submit that we are told in numerous, both quiet and loud, obvious and not so obvious ways, that your worth, whoever you are listening to this, your worth depends on things like how much can you produce? How much can you consume? How young are you? We tend to value youth over age. I don't know why we do that in our culture, because with age hopefully comes wisdom, but how young are you? How healthy are you? How attractive are you? All of those are part of the constellation of things that the culture says, those are important. That's what makes you valuable. And in the face of all of those messages from our culture, and I hope this message comes through in a lot of ways at St. Philip the Deacon, not only in January, but certainly in January, during this period when we celebrate our confirmands, we say to all of those messages, no, that isn't why you are important. It's not why you're valuable. That has none of those things have anything to do with your worth or your value. You are valuable because God has named you and claimed you and told you in no uncertain terms, I love you. And that's the singular you. I'm not talking about a mass of humanity love. I'm talking about God loves you. And one of the powerful things about the confirmation events is that they are all highly individualized. We go out of our way to make sure that they are, the events are particular, so that each student hears that message loud and clear. I pray they do at least, that they hear that message loud and clear for themselves as an individual. And it's all wrapped around baptismal imagery. Again, God has named you, God has claimed you, and that means, by the way, that God has high hopes for you, high expectations, that God believes that you have something unique to contribute to the world. Again, I will look forward to the time when we can get into that in a little more detail, but as January comes to an end, I just wanted to pause in this episode and lift up both the way the culture says we're valuable and the way the church says, no, you're valuable because the God who knows you and has named you and claimed you loves you, work in tension with each other. I want to close with I guess I'll think of it as a prayer. This comes from the prophet Isaiah, and it's around some of that same language of being called and named by God. So this is Isaiah chapter 41, verses 9 and 10. And again, I hope our ninth grade confirmation students particularly will hear this today. Here's what Isaiah says. God says, "You are my servant. I have chosen you. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my right hand." Confirmation students, I look forward to the spring when we can celebrate with you in person. Until then, as always, be well, stay in touch, and God bless.